Okay, so I just turned my microphone on, even though the live stream technically hasn't started yet. Well, I don't know how you view technically. We're showing the Google Earth thing right now, and I'm turned the microphone on because I want to explain. This doesn't look very good, does it? You might notice that sometimes the names aren't visible on the screen very well, and it's really an oddball quirk. There's one, Chris. Couldn't see the end of his location. When I make adjustments, here's another one. When I make adjustments to make them fit on the screen, the next time that Google Earth goes around and does this again, it might change the alignment of the name to the pin. Notice some of the names are on the right side of the pin, some of them are on the left side of the pin, and some of them are centered. And it doesn't stay consistent. I've done some Google searches. There's one that's centered, but it's not always centered. So it makes it difficult to get this thing to work consistently. And I've seen times when I get it adjusted so it's just right, and then if I exit from Google Earth and relaunch it, it'll do it differently. And I haven't been able to find out any way to lock those in, and I found other people asking how to lock that in, and the answers come back, they're totally unhelpful because they say things like, it's designed and programmed to not overwrite or hide other features that are showing on the map display. And it just doesn't give me enough authority to identify how these things are going to display. So I'm still struggling with that. I see Ken Stout in the chat and Sam Van Thiel in the chat, and here we're about to go live. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, so is this considered live and my voice during the Google Earth was not? Well, this is all fun working out how this is going to go. And I see there's 6 concurrent viewers, and I've turned on the DVR, and here's my watch coming off, and welcome everybody for who that winds up being in this session. So this is the second session for live lab work. And I'm still getting my sea legs under me, my live lab work legs under me to figure out how to do this without compromising client information. So the possibility that I might suddenly end the live stream is a real possibility. There's also a possibility I might turn off my microphone to take a client call. I've had fairly heavy phone activity this morning with clients. So I thought, well, gee, during a live stream, I think the live stream audience and the way the chat room works, it might be able to tolerate me muting my microphone and taking a client call. So I see Alan Barsness also here, and the Manor. Let's see, I'm still working on that. The Manor. I think the emphasis is on the second syllable. The spent more time with me trying to work that out, and I'm still struggling. Anyway, he says the sound and video is okay. And then I'm going to try this. Aditya Kumar Gupta. Hi to you as well. So I'm going to be doing some work today on this computer. I have 5 of these computers. I've reformatted this one. During the last live stream, I got to the point of working with the Microsoft account for it, and I wound up ending the stream on rather abruptly. But I finished setting up Windows 10 on this computer. Well, not doing all of the little configuration adjustments that I do, but it has Windows 10, and I went to try to go to the Microsoft Store, and that's where I had a problem. And that's what we're going to deal with during this session. Now, since this is live stream of actual lab work, I still yet may have a little setup to do, and that's what I wound up giving myself maneuvering room or allowance, that I don't have to have everything pre-set up the way that I would want to do for a tutorial video, or even for Tech Tales, or for Windows user tips. And even then, I still thought that I would be a little more prepared by the time 10 a.m. rolled around, but I've had some client activity that has kept me busy with their work. So I'm just starting up this computer now. I hit the power button, which is down here. I got a spinning circle of dots. Hello, Tony Wallow. And let's see, still showing at 6 concurrent viewers. So is that everybody that has spoken up? There's Ken, Sam, Alan, Z, Aditya, and Tony. That's 6. Well, now that's odd, because I think I'm also counted in there as one of the 6. And I didn't add myself, so I think there's actually 7. Oh, there it says 7, finally. Because I have it playing on that computer myself, and that seems to count as 1. So here we got, I just saw a message installing updates, and it's restarting. I think what I'm going to do is install my remote access software on this computer so I can bring it up on this screen so you get a better view of it. And I'm also going to probably be implementing more blurring effects than I commonly do. And Z Manor says, eventually after a few more practices, you'll be able to pronounce my first name correctly or not. Now, okay, so since you made mention of it, let me ask this. I've got 3 different sounds for your first name, and the letter Z, the tongue is on the top of the roof of the mouth. The letter V, the teeth are kind of touching the bottom lip, and then the, as in the, what is, it was the best movie. The is a different, so the, Z, V, they're all kind of close to each other. And I'm thinking that maybe the right is more of the sound with kind of a Z in it. The. I hope it doesn't come across like somehow, I don't know, not complimentary, but I like getting correct pronunciations. Now then, last name, Menor. There's an R at the end that's just very briefly pronounced, but the second syllable I think has the emphasis, Menor. So anyway, I'm trying. And see, what do we got here? Oh, we got this screen here because it has a BIOS power on password, which I've not turned off yet. And then, oh, you know what? I should bring this up over here. Let's do this. I'm going to computer number 2. I'm going to come up here to the address bar, start typing YouTube, YO gets YouTube, and then press the right arrow key to move to the end of that, /LWTDB. Enter. So that allows me to bring the video up on this screen. I'll mute, it's already muted. And then I can break out do the pop-out chat and show the chat larger. Okay, so eventually after a few more practices, from Ken to Tony, Seaside down around what used to be Fort Ord. Hi Ken, it is stationed at Fort Ord. Great, how's the new computer? Okay, so Ken Stout is going to be on live stream with me tomorrow. at the Ken Stout show usual time, which is I forgot, 1 p.m. / 3 p.m. Okay. Go away, go away. What did we say? I'm going to look it up on email over here and confirm that it was 1 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Ken Mountain Time. Ken Mountain Time, is that right? It's not East Coast time, so I guess that's Mountain Time. KMT, Ken Mountain Time. Awesome, actually, okay, Ken, LOL, Ken, yes, Ken 1 to 3. 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. That's our short form in our emails now. We don't bother with Pacific Daylight Time or whatever his time zone is. And just 1 / 3 is enough that we know what we mean. Enable Windows Time on services to set it automatic. Central Time. Okay. Central Time. Do you do daylight or Central Standard Time, I guess? Central Standard Time? You don't do daylight time, I don't think. Aditya, enable Windows Time Services, set it to automatic. Well, yeah, I have it set so it automatically sets the time on my computer. That doesn't set the time automatically in my head. It does. Setting time services to automatic doesn't automatically make me remember what time we're going to do something. That might fix a lot of problems. But I like the link to Ken Mountain Time. Yeah, Ken Mountain Man Ken. That kind of has a ring. Dan the Man, hello. Good to see you too. So let's go. I guess I'm going to look up my client records over here on computer 3. That way I don't accidentally expose it, because last time I went, I just by habit went to bring up computer number 2 and it had private information. I have since edited that out. You might notice the last lab work live stream, the chat doesn't replay. And that's because I edited the video. And when I do that, it kills the chat. I don't take that. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to harm you. You're not going to feel any pain. And that's not what I mean by killing the chat. It's just the chat text won't replay. So here, I need to put my focus on finding what I have. Me allowing dead air time, meaning when there's no voice coming over, that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, I think. So the CMOS password, the startup password for that computer is over here. Excuse me if you heard that. Here, this is looking close. What's that? An importance? Wow, really? I have not seen that before. Oh, that doesn't look good. I think I still have this camera set to automatic exposure in focus. Let's see if I can show you what's going on here. I just started this computer up and it's got HP BIOS update. The system BIOS is being updated. The update will take a few minutes to complete. Do not shut down or remove external power from your computer during the process. Writing new BIOS image. In the bottom left, block numbers incrementing. So it's about block 750 of 2048, That progress meter, 39%. The thing that's amazing to me about this is I did not initiate a BIOS update. I was not aware that a BIOS update could automatically occur. It's almost a little unnerving, wondering if there's some evil hand at work here, but I don't buy that. That's weird. Let's see what I do to get this clamped over here. So I want to get this set up for my remote software so that you don't have to keep looking at it this way. But you can see it. Let's see, I need to zoom in on chat so I can see it sitting way back here. That's the wrong keyboard. I'm hitting Control key on the wrong keyboard. So now Control key and my scroll wheel on my mouse will make that bigger. And I can use that zoom setting thing up here in the upper right also. Okay, so Ken says, it's awesome. Sometime today I will do a live broadcast to set it. So that would be the new computer. Enable Windows time services, fix a lot of problems. The link. Ken, Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific time. All right. Aditya, Microsoft Store, problem fix. That's what I'm working on this time. I'm not sure if you're actually trying to say a fix there. Now, of course, Ken, Mountain time. I love the ability to update HP BIOS from the network directly through the BIOS. Save me a lot of time. Yeah, so you don't have to go to the website and download it. You can go directly from within HP BIOS and do an online update. Recovered. Hi, Rick. Good to see you. Good evening to you. And so I'm late. Your fault, Doug. Of course, it's always Doug's fault. And when I walk into my clients' offices, I often hear them tell their customers or their clients, well, I can't do that right now because the computers are down and it's his fault. No, they don't actually point to me, but I've heard them on the phone or talking to other clients while I'm working on something. Legitimately, they can't get to it because it's being worked on. And it's Doug's fault. Okay, so that computer just shut off. I'm guessing that it reached the end of that BIOS update. Shame on me for not watching it. And I was figuring it would turn itself back on, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. I guess this view would be better for you. So I'm still kind of delaying a little while before pressing that power button. Oh, it came on. Wow, that was a long time. It implies to me that it was still working on something to do with the update, and it might have been counterproductive for me to press the power button. I thought I was going an excessively long time. Lesson learned. So did anybody actually read the information that I put into the description of this video about what the problem is? If you did read it, just type in the chat, I read it, or I did, something like that. Does anybody read that stuff that I put in there? Okay, so here we got updates happening, 71% complete, and so on. Jeff says, to Ken and Tony, I was stationed at Fort Ord during part of 1969 and 1970. Blackwatch says, I was trying to follow your instructions on the last video and I got lost in YouTube and Google. I fixed your instructions. We okay now? I fixed your instructions. We okay now? I was trying to follow your instructions on the... Let's see. I was trying to follow your instructions on the last video and I got lost in YouTube and Google. I fixed your instructions. We okay now? Moving on. Nice, Jeff. Tony, I didn't see it. Rick Hubbard says I read it. It will give you, even if you want to go look at it now, if you just scroll down below the video, or even you could right click on your tab at the top and choose duplicate tab. So that on that duplicate tab, you'd be on the same video. You could scroll down. Of course, you want to mute it or pause it. Scroll down, and you could have that text easily visible if you want to go back and refer to it. Hello, George Johnson. Good to see you. So this computer spontaneously began a BIOS update when I turned it on. Surprising to me. I did nothing to initiate a BIOS update on that computer. Just automatically went into it. Blackwatch says MCsoft no worky as it should, no fix at all. Agreed. And so MCsoft, when I was doing the Windows 11 live stream, I showed two computers I was connected remotely to running MCsoft, and they were finding infections. One, they only found one infection, the other one 27 infections. This was one of those computers because I was connected to two of the three computers at the apartment building mic. The third computer was not turned on. So this was one of the two computers. I don't know if this is the one that was having the cryptographic anomaly where it would get real slow on occasion. And I'm not going to pursue that with these computers. I just need to get them up and running for their new intended purpose. But MCsoft did not fix either of them to bring them back to decent performance. And even if they did, I wound up deciding I want to just go redo these anyway because I've got a new way to do it. In V manner, V minor. I'm working on it. Don't get upset with me. I'm working on it. Turned me onto a software product that I think is a Kiosk type program that's going to give me an ability to protect these computers that I like. So we'll get to that in a bit. Jeff says, I've had several HP computers too now, and I've always had to initiate BIOS updates manually. I've done that many times. I've initiated manually, either booting to flash drive or with BIOS update or using HP support assistant. I've done that. This is the first time I've ever seen an HP computer spontaneously do a BIOS update on its own. And Ken making comment about Fort Ord. Okay, so here we're back to this computer. It's almost started. Now this is a spinning hard drive. I am not going to do an SSD. The mission of these computers do not require that or even make that appropriate. The objective is to, at minimal cost, make these functional for the residents in this apartment complex or building, government subsidized. And they're just going to be doing basic electronic forms of table games. This is not a gaming computer the way you think of a gaming computer. Sam says, I never understood the Kiosk part of Windows 10. Well, this is a third-party Kiosk software, and I don't know what Windows 10 has regarding Kiosk. Frankie B says he read the description. Blackwatch, what are you laughing at? You've been AWOL. Soldier Boy Sarge was, oh, to Ken. Okay, I'm not going to try to figure that out. Some of Blackwatch's stuff, I feel like I'm reading Shakespeare. Catherine Anna Hauserman. Hello, Catherine. Good to see you. We're just kind of getting started here. And then Jeff to Ken. And I'm not going to read all of the chat between you folks. If you want to really get my attention on something, please do the @LIV so that you see the thing to click on to make it show up in orange. There, just like that. Just like Catherine just demonstrated. Typing @ and then LI. I think that's enough to get my name to show up, and you can click on it, and that way it shows up in orange. So I may not be reading much of the stuff that comes across. So let's come back to this computer. So this is the computer, and for those of you who just got in, it's this computer here. I'm showing it to you with this webcam right now until I get it set up for a remote connection. So I gotta use the right mouse. I'm gonna go to File Explorer on the bottom, and I think I've already copied my utility tools. So I'm going into SW Setup, DougBetts Tools, and then I'll come down to DougBetts Remote Installer, and let's see the other one. Double click on that, and then it's just like installing a little program here. That way I can remotely access this computer from my computer number 2 and show you a better display of the screen. Virus and threat protection. Unauthorized changes blocked. Controlled folder access blocked. Ah, this is interesting. I'm going to reply to this client's text message. You're welcome. That was an interesting thing. It's going to show up in time slips for Tech Tales in a bit. I see my phone is... I'm stretching over this webcam cord. And needed to plug my cell phone into power. So it just blocked because I turned on some extra protections on this computer. And it's protections that I haven't done before. So I'm going to cancel this. Let's go into settings. Update and security. Oh, what account am I logged in with? I'm logged in with the resident account. And I think that is a standard account currently, so I might not even be able to make this change. Windows security, app and browser control, reputation based, exploit based. See, I don't know this path so well. What I'm looking for is the place where it says allow only Microsoft Store apps. So I'm going to try down in the bottom right corner the Windows Defender security icon. It seems to me that's where I got to that. App and browser control. That sounds like what I was just in. Account DougBetts remote setup wizard was interrupted. Yeah. App and browser control is not turned on. Family options. Virus and threat protection not in there. I'm going to dismiss that for OneDrive. Go into here. All right, turning back to chat, see if somebody's giving me the answer to that. hello's Jeff. Does it matter whether you access Windows Store from a local account or when you're logged in with a Microsoft account? I don't think so. You should be able to access it both ways, either way, as I understand, and I can demonstrate that. Hello's. TPM comment between chat. Have you heard from Ken Stout? He's in the chat. Did you do a nuke and pave to fix the issue with Defender? So Ken, you could go ahead and respond to that. And Ken's going to be on a live stream with me tomorrow to give you an update about his mom's computer and some other topic. And there's some more interaction in the chat. So where was that setting for install programs only from the Microsoft Store? Seems like apps, default apps, startup apps, choose default app, apps and features. Ought to be there, right? Optional features, apps, search this list. Maybe I'm not seeing that option because I'm not signed in with admin account. Changes to installing web apps from Microsoft, uninstalling apps. Yeah, because I think I'm not seeing that because I'm not signed in. Okay, so I'll find that from my own computer. So let's go back to computer number 2. I'm going to have to move that webcam out of the way. Goes apps and features from George. Yeah, that's where I was just at. So on my computer, I'm going to go apps and features. And yeah, see this piece right here. This is what I'm looking for. So on this resident computer, I already changed this to Microsoft Store only. We're not seeing this choice right here because I'm logged in with a standard account right now. So to get back to that, I'll have to go back to log in as admin. And then there's some back and forth. And this was, okay, so here, Frankie B, you tried to put in the @ sign for me, but you didn't use the right channel name. Did the user set up the PC with a Microsoft software account at initial setup? No, it was set up with a local account. Now, let me demonstrate again down here. When you're going to put in a text, if you start with the @ sign and then start typing somebody's name. Like if I do GA, I get the G, and I get the A. The second character, they should pop up. So for me, it's LI, and then you should see this pop up. So it looks like Frankie B here, you tried WI, and that didn't work for you. Okay, coming back to, let me put the webcam back over here. So I need to log in with the administrator account. So I'll click on the Windows button and come up here to the profile icon, click on that, and click sign out. Then on my computer number 3, I'm going to find what the password is for that admin account. Press the enter key. Then down here in the bottom left, I'll click on the admin. And when I start typing the password here, you're not going to see it. And then enter. Looking back, I didn't highlight where I was at. Apps and features. Just kidding. if you're on the YouTube, oh, that's right. If you're on YouTube from a phone, the at feature is not possible. Well, you can, actually it does work, but you have to type the whole thing out and do it accurately. It doesn't pop up. So you start with the at sign and you type the first two characters, you don't get a pop-up. But if you type the whole name out and type it correctly, it does work. Now, what you can do on a cell phone, if you're going to be repeating that, is you type it out correctly once and then do a long press on at LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts and choose copy. And then as long as you don't copy something else, you can do a long press on the text line in chat and choose paste. And that'll paste the whole thing. And then even then, I think, let me try this on my phone. This is worth talking about. Sam, are you on an iPhone or an Android phone? I'm going to bring up the YouTube video on my phone. Ooh, this is too interesting. I'm going to move the webcam out of my way, and where can I do this? Bring up something over here. Let's see if I go on my, oh, look at that. YouTube is suggesting my live stream video. Okay, so if I do that. Where's mute, turn the volume off. Turn the volume off. Oh, volume control. Duh. Okay, so it's playing. Oh, Sam says he's on a PC right now. Is somebody on a phone? I don't think anybody's on a phone, maybe. But I want to see if this works. And if it works, then I'll show it to you. No, that didn't work. Let's see, I'm going to choose somebody's short name. Oh, great. Blackwatch is the shortest name on there right now. Because if I type a message directly to Blackwatch, no doubt he's going to come back with some wisecrack. So I did at sign, black space watch, and then, is this going to work or not? Make a layer, yeah, okay, there's a long press, select all, copy. Now, I'll put some text after that and send and see if that shows up. Let's see, Mirroring 360, does that work? Yeah. So Blackwatch, did that show up in orange, red on your screen when I sent a text to you? Please give me a straight answer to that. Now this works. So I'm hearing my voice somewhere. I think I got a little bit of sound volume on that. Okay, so will it let me, let's do this, shut down some windows there, bring the phone back up. So on my computer number 3, there's my cell phone. And let's see, so I gotta keep it live. Where do I, what camera am I? Oh, I'm on that camera. Oh, that's why. Okay, so when I go to I'll double tap on my home button and then go back to YouTube. So there you're seeing the YouTube from my cell phone on my computer number 3. And Blackwatch says, yes, Doug, orangey brown on my side. So now I did a copy. I copied that into the clipboard on my cell phone. So now if I come down and do a long press on the text line and then paste, it'll paste that whole line in again. So if a person is using a cell phone in the live stream and they want to repeatedly be able to talk to the same person, then the way you can do that is by doing that copy and paste. So you can see on the screen there what I'm doing. I'm not going to hold my phone up for that. So now I'm doing at live Windows training. See, you would not want to type this over and over. And then there's a hyphen. DougBetts. So now I have to ask myself, did I spell that right? Live Windows Training -DougBetts. So now I'll do a long press on it. I'm going to try to show this on the camera. So I typed that. I haven't sent it yet, and then at this point it's giving me the selection handles, and you see those. So I could take that selection handle on the left and drag it back this way, and then touch copy. Okay. And now then, what message am I going to send to Live Windows Training-DougBetts? Hit like. How about that? So right away it looks like it's showing that message back to me. And so now it shows up on my computer number 2 with it in orange like this, and it's coming from that person. That's got to be, a psychologist would have a field day with that, right? Let's get this plugged back in. Maybe I could do Carrie's little trick with that and cut that segment out of this video and make it a tutorial video for participating in live streams on cell phones. Where are we at? Let's see, there's some still not talking to me to Ken. Catherine liked the video. Catherine said oh, very good. So Catherine said it, made the request before I did. Thank you again, Catherine. Orange, bunch of unread email. You know there's a mark as read, all right. You know there's a mark as read, all right. Yeah. Did you see that on one of my screens? Yeah, yeah, there. What did I say? Oh, the 2009, 29,000? No, it's not on mine. I have 2,900 unread. But they go way back. I don't care about them. And I don't, the Gmail puts spam off into a different folder and marketing stuff into a different folder. So I never do read all that stuff. Where are we at here? TLS nothing to do with TPM cards, yeah. Hit like, rolling on floor laughing, YouTube, on YouTube phone, on your phone. Doug, you got DVD on, I got here late. Oh, I think I do. Yeah, I have DVR on. Has somebody tested DVR? All right, so now getting back on track. I logged in with administrator credentials. So here this shows that I'm in as admin, and then I'll go try to install my remote software again. Go to this folder. I usually use SW Setup. That's a folder that's kind of native to HP computers, but I use it even on Dell computers, and I haven't had the computers haven't crashed on me yet. DougBetts remote installer. Next. Oh, well, now this is still set to only install store apps, so this still might fail. Because that store app set, yeah, see down here, threat protection settings, controlled folder access block. Oh, that's not Microsoft Store, that's controlled folder access. That is in Windows Defender. That's another piece that I set up. Protection history. So this tells the protection things that have happened, and controlled folder. That is in virus and threat protection, I think. Manage virus and threat protection settings, real time, cloud delivered, tamper protection. Here's manage controlled folder access. When I go into that, controlled folder access is on. I'm going to turn that off and answer yes. All right, so now let's go see if I can install that. Another installation is in progress. Cancel this. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Finish. Come down here and see if there's other, there's other stuff going on. So I allowed that, and that worked. It's working now. Launch DougBetts remote is checkmarked. So for those who aren't aware of it, the description below the video gives an orientation to the challenge, which we have not started yet. So what I want to do with this, I'm going to call this MT, because you know I've been reporting the apartment building Mike. Well, it's actually Mike Tango. And then I'll call this resident 1 and connect. So this isn't quite the same process that people have been doing when they work with me during live streams for whatever issues they have on their computers, because they go to logmein123.com. They don't have this little applet already on their computer. So let's come back to my computer number 2. DVD Wintermute verifies DVR is on. I don't recall seeing you before yet today, Wintermute. Good to see you. DVR works. Chit chat. When I'm saying chit chat, it just means I recognize somebody's typing in somebody else's name, and I'm generally not even reading it, so that I don't get so bogged down and tied up in the stuffs in the chat window. So then I'm going to bring up my remote access software, and I'm not showing you, I'm blurred out because I need to end the connection to that client's computer. And let's end that here also. And I might be getting a call from that particular client to help her with, oh no, I'm not, because she sent me a text saying it's working. So she's understood what's going on there. So then here I can show you this, MT resident. So it says waiting. So I right click on it and choose start. If I wait too long, it'll give up and time out. And then I'll choose Restart Applet as a system service, and that puts up a prompt on the subject computer. I have to click OK to allow that to be elevated, and then there's a user account control to click on. And then I'm on my computer number 2, this Launch Remote Control Session button just became available. Now that puts up a prompt on the subject computer right here. DougBetts would like to view your desktop and share control. Click OK. Then I have full access from my computer number 2. So I can get rid of this webcam. So I call that my keyboard cam. Not like that. So now let's start working on the actual issue. So I said I wanted to install only store apps on this computer. I'm logged in with admin access now. So if I go here to app and browser control, is that where it is? Exploit protection, reputation app. Go back to home, app and browser control. I don't think that is where it is. I think we have a memory glitch in my head. Where is that at? Okay. So Alt-Tab while I'm just on that computer doesn't get me to chat. Come back to here. Alt-Tab will bring me back to chat. Did I highlight what I was on last? It was right around there. Your phone, DVR. Okay, chit-chat, 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 DVR, winter mute, chit-chat. Subject was security locked down, so you said your servers had TM for 6 years. I think that's chit-chat. George, apps and features. Didn't I go there? Because that's what was on my mind. Apps and features. Now let's go down here. Apps and features. Enter. Good. Perfect. Microsoft Store only. So I was able to install my remote access software even though this was set for Microsoft Store only. That's interesting. Okay, but so we're currently set on that. I'm going to leave it set that way because that's what I want to try to do right now is go to the Microsoft Store. So here, no, I don't have a Microsoft Store icon down there. So I'll press Windows key and just type Store. There, Microsoft Store at the top of that list. So on my computer number 3, I'm looking up the credentials. All right, got that found. Sign in, right up here, there's this for sign in. So I click on that and choose sign in. And then once an email account. So I'm going to put in the email account, and before I even get an opportunity to put in a password, it's going to give me an objection. So this is going to be blurred. Okay, so that's the email address. When I click on next, right there is the problem. Now I'm going to fix my blurring here a little bit. Let's see if I give you that. Yeah, so I'll come up here into my streaming software, which is called XSplit. CPU is 37%, 41%. Oh, you know what I want to do? So I'm going to end. Here's a little experiment. My CPU is showing 41%, 44%. I'm going to right click over here on the Google Earth thing that's still running. It's still running in the background, and close that. And I'm going to close the countdown timer that tells you how long before the show starts. Close that and see what happens to CPU percentage. 28%, 29%, 31%, 28%, 29%. So that's been a big thing on my streamer, to not have anything running in the background. Now I also realized I forgot to pause my OneDrive. So right now I'm showing 35%, 55%. Well, that happened when I floated my mouse over OneDrive. So I'm going to pause OneDrive for 2 hours. Now let's see what happens to CPU. 38%, 37, 42, 38, 39, 39. I don't see that made much difference. But when OneDrive goes to do an update, I think we have seen glitches in the video, short-lived glitches. So that should prevent those from happening. Speaking of, what does Stream Health say over here? Stream Health is healthy. And yeah, so that's good there, showing 19 concurrent viewers and 7 likes. And thank you everybody for being here. So now, what I was going to do is fix the blurring on computer number 2. I almost clicked over there. And the way I do that is come up here to the upper right corner, do a drop-down menu, and choose Workspace Split Mode. So this gives me 2 screens, and on this screen I can arrange the blurring how I want. So when I click, let's see, I'm gonna hide that so I don't accidentally show it, because this is still a learning curve. So when I press my buttons now, they come up in the preview window. Yeah, they don't come up on the live broadcast window. So I want to go to the blur view, and then in this preview window, I'll come over here and change the activation of these different scenes. So the blur scene that I have on, I'll turn it off. Now this is, whoops, nope. Oh yeah, turn off the blur scene, then turn on the normal video, and then pick one of my small blur elements. So I'll click on it down here, and that should show me where it's at on screen. Oh, I gotta turn it on so it displays. There it is over here. So now I'll use Alt Drag to drag that over that email address. Now this is only going to work as long as I don't scroll the screen. So it blurs that out. So I've got that blurred where I want. There's nothing else confidential. So now I can click on Push Live, and that's going to make this appear on the live stream with that blurred image. And it takes a moment for it to do that. So now you're seeing this image, and here's what I have. That Microsoft account doesn't exist. Enter a different account or get a new one. So I can't, let's see, push that live. So that now I've got you on the keyboard camera. So this is very blurred out to you now. You can't make it out. So now if I put in one of the other account names for this same domain, we'll see that this computer can work with the Microsoft Store. Now, I went through these yesterday and I didn't make any indications as to which was working and which wasn't. So I'm going to try using, and I might wind up through this video going through all of them, just to, because then I can get a handle on what is working and what is not working. I'm going to go take a look at chat and see if there's anything I need to. If you're screaming at me about something, I'm doing this on computer 3 so that I can just keep the chat window open over there. So I see from Wintermute, are we sure accounts exist? Yes, and I can show you that they exist. And yeah, you say sign in at Microsoft.com. I was using Office.com, which is the same accomplishment. If it's a business account, you may need to click on sign in options. Well, if that's the case, then it should be consistent between all of these user accounts that I'm about to demonstrate. So you can see that I've got the chat on computer 3. I'm going to come back to my credential information, and that's blurred out. You can't, I mean, because of the camera you're using, you can't make it out. So I'm putting in one of the other credentials. It's this one right here. So the one that we just did was this one. Now we're trying this one. And I'm going to click next. And it came to a password prompt. Okay? So it did not give me that same error. So I'm gonna press my computer 2 with a blur. That's going to bring it up over here, and I'm going to have to adjust that blur because now the email address is up here instead of down here. Okay, then I can push that live and you'll see how long it takes for that to come over to the live stream. So now you're seeing computer number 2 with that email address blurred out, and it's asking for a password. So this is the same computer. So the computer can handle Microsoft Store. The configuration of the computer can handle the Microsoft Store. So that last suggestion from Sam about if it's a business account, you may need to click on sign-in options. Well, that is something to do on the computer, but I don't need to I haven't done that, right? This computer is not signed in with this account I just typed in, not at all. So now when I put in the password, it's going to connect. So I'm going to bring that password back up on computer number 3 to find what that password even is. It's that one. And then I'm going to put you on camera 3 and push that live. I don't think I really needed to do that, but I'm still getting my legs under me for doing this live work during a live stream. I seriously do not want to be exposing client content. So then I'm clicking on the sign in button. You can see that well enough from where you're sitting. Oh. That's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so let me bring that back to you. Push this button, brings it up over here, and the blur is still in the right place, so push that live. So here's that username blurred out, and it says your account or password is incorrect. If you don't remember your password, reset it now. So when I was doing this yesterday, my Stream Deck buttons, I can't just push the button and go to a different camera anymore. When I was doing this yesterday, there were 3 of the accounts in this custom domain that were telling me that's not a Microsoft account right away. And the others were not telling me that. I didn't try to go further. I don't think I put in any of the passwords to actually get into the account. So now when I actually put in this password, it tells me the account or password is incorrect. I don't think I went to that far. So this might be taking us to a solution. All right, on computer 3, I'm going to take a look back at chat. Catherine will be back in 30 minutes. Chit chat got to run. Ken got to run. Enjoy what I've seen so far. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Blackwatch says Doug is Kenny doing his log cabin as he listens. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is try one of the other accounts, or try a few of the other accounts, and see if they give me the same results. So I'm going to click on that left arrow to the left of that user account name, and then put in the next user account. Delete the user's name. Ken responds to Blackwatch. Sam says it may be the case that some accounts are actually not a Microsoft, but only an email account. Those are 2 different things. Understood. I think you'll be convinced when you see the admin screen for Microsoft 365. I don't think that's the case here. And we'll get to that. But while we're on this screen, I want to follow through with this. So this one, that's the admin for the overall account. I don't want to use that. And then how about this one? Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so there I've got a new username. Clicking next, and it says that Microsoft account doesn't exist. So then I'm going to try the next one. And we'll go ahead and just get through these quickly. I won't show you each one of these because you know what it looks like when it gives me that error message for the username. So then I'm going to try this one. And click next. And it says Microsoft account does not exist. Take the next one. And next. Does not exist. Next one. And that takes me to a password prompt. But this is this the one that I tried earlier? Yeah, this is the one that I tried earlier. It's just in a different order on the screen that I'm looking at now. So I'm not going to bother with that one. Let's go to this one. I want to get to another one that accepts the username and lets me put in a password. No, not that one. Now, if they all fail, that's going to be different results than I had yesterday and potentially take us to a more correct solution. Doesn't exist. See, if all of them refuses, then that makes me think there's something about the account that I have to enable. Maybe I have to enable the Microsoft Store. Click next on that one. Doesn't exist. And then we're down to there. Well, that's taken me through all of them, and only one of them is prompting me for a password. So I think what we're going to next is the admin panel for Microsoft 365 Business and figure out what's going on there. This one account lets me get to the point of entering a password. And I'm asking myself, what is different about that account? And maybe there is something different. I'm going to try the password for that account again. And I'm actually going to display what I typed, since you can't see that, to be sure I typed it right. Yeah. Clicking sign in. Again, it's not correct. Okay, so I'm going to set up, let's see, let's log in with the Office account. I can show you this screen now. And while we're here, let's go take a look, bring chat back up. Log cabin, more or less. Some accounts are not actually Microsoft, but only email, so we'll go look at that. How many MS accounts you got, Doug? Well, these are my client's accounts, not mine. Stop chatting, not complete implementation. If it said MS Store needs reinstall, that is bad news, not advisable. I did come across advisories for reinstall the MS Store, but if I can't log into the Microsoft Store on my computer with those credentials, then that would make me think that I don't need to reinstall that. Because it's not about that computer. I think it's about the account, not the computer. Chit chat. All right, so I'm gonna, let's see. I'm going to turn off this preview thing, and I need to turn on and off this split mode versus classic mode, so that I don't have to do so much clicking. Blackwatch says, yes, the problem is on Microsoft's side. I agree with that. The Manor, is the time and date correct? Yes, it is correct. And I think we're going to find the same results when I try to log into the Microsoft Store using my computer number 2. So I'll go to the Windows button and then type Store, and there's Microsoft Store. Come up here. As a matter of fact, some of you who have Microsoft accounts, it might be useful for you to go to try log into the Microsoft Store if you've never done that. So here's with my account, and I've exposed this email address to you before, so that's not a client's account you've added to this app. All right, clicking on that. and then close. So did it just log in? Yeah, so it's logged in with that now. If I sign out and then click up here, and I'm going to sign in with one of those other accounts. So use a different account, Microsoft account. So I'll click on that and then continue, and then put in one of these other accounts. I'll put in the one that I'm trying to use. Meaning the one I'm trying to use for this particular computer. So that was for the resident account. There's a sign-in options here. I'll go look at that. Windows Hello or security key. Now go back. Sign in. That Microsoft account doesn't exist. So I'm getting the same result on my own computer as I get on that computer. And I know that the Microsoft Store works on my computer because I'm signed in with my account. Now my account is a Microsoft personal account. It's not Microsoft 365 for business. My client's accounts here are Microsoft 365 for business. Does that make a difference? Now that one account that prompted me for the password, when I said that there is something different about that account, is that was the very first account that we ever had a Microsoft account for. And back in those days, you could have a personal Microsoft account and a business Microsoft account. And in those days, the domain name was not yet hosted by Microsoft. So that individual had a personal Microsoft account. And I'm thinking that's why it was asking for a password, because it was allowing us to go to a personal account. I'm thinking it has to do with, does somehow Microsoft 365 for Business, is the Microsoft Store not relevant? Or do I have to enable it for the Microsoft 365 business account? That's feeling really likely to me right now. Let's come back here. Time and date. Could it be Microsoft Store sessions are engaged on that rig? Could it be all Microsoft Store sessions are engaged on that rig? I don't think so. I don't quite understand the comment. Ooh, Doug, only one account is valid now. Rules changed. Accounts not asking for password do not exist on the MS. I think they don't exist on. They're not a valid Microsoft Store account because I'm proposing that it's because Microsoft 365 for Business is not applicable to the store, or I have to enable it in the administrator panel for their domain. So I'm going to go there now. Look at that. I already have their domain logged in my Google Chrome. All right, let me set up a little blurring there. So I'll bring up my workspace split mode. And let me get chat on computer 3. There are a few more things that have come up. If it said Microsoft Store needs to reinstall, that's bad news. Yeah, we have not seen that message. I always wish to learn, but I do know a thing or two. Always wish to, from Blackwatch. Problem is on MS side, Doug. Yeah, I think so. Time and date correct. Yeah, could it be MS Store sessions engaged on that rig? Oh, I went back too far. Google says there is a Microsoft Store for Business. Do you have to use that one for Microsoft 365 for Business? Hey. there's an idea. Doggone, I'm back on that split mode. There's an idea. What if I sign this computer, log into Windows with a Microsoft account? Windows should recognize that that's a Microsoft 365 for Business account and automatically take me to the right store. That sounds possible. I'm liking that. Let's go back. Let's turn off the split mode. I have no idea what that looked like when I was just looking at the keyboard camera. Let's minimize that so I don't accidentally go to it. Actually, let's do... I want to make sure I don't leave the admin panel for their account as the active tab in Google Chrome. Microsoft Store for Business. Yeah, so since this computer was logging in with a local account, does that mean when I launch Microsoft Store that it's going to a personal version of Microsoft Store? You got it, Doug. If no activated, no exist business versus personal should make no difference. You've got it, Doug. If no activated, no exist business versus personal should make no diff. Just like manage all client server, TPM. Oops. Thomas Doug just had a light bulb moment. Yeah. I like that. Maybe I should have a light bulb as a prop instead of nutty. Nutty would be, I think, is going off on tangent subjects, not computer related. Maybe I have a light bulb as a prop for when I have a moment. So that computer is not displaying anything confidential, so I can Alt-Tab to go back to that computer, go full screen, and then sign in options. Then go to, let's see, your info. Sign in with a Microsoft account instead. This would be really sensible. It would be nice if that error message gave the suggestion that you might need to use, that in order to use a Microsoft 365 for Business store, the computer has to log in with a Microsoft account, if that's actually the case. So here whoops, that blurring doesn't work, does it? Yeah, because I've got the blurring customized now. Now let's go to camera 3. And then bring up those credentials again. So this is, I'm not trying to sign into the store here. I'm trying to sign into Microsoft account. That Microsoft account doesn't exist. What? I can't even use that for a Windows logon? Oh, all right. I guess I need to demonstrate that I can sign in to office.com. So here I'm bringing up Microsoft Edge, office.com. Somebody else suggested Microsoft.com. I have it as office.com. I'm suspecting it's the same thing. Oh, silly bunny. Okay, so sign in with a different account. Now I'm going to use that account. And put in a password. Click sign in. I got a prompt for staying signed in. Yeah, I want this computer to stay signed in. Save password in Edge. Yeah, I don't want that because the resident might wind up just being able to display that in Edge. So I'm just going to close that. Let Microsoft Edge check passwords you've saved in the browser if you, and alert you if they've been compromised. Yeah, I'm not going to let it save that. So this is signed in now. Nothing private here. I can bring this back up. I'm probably going to bring this up and off and up and up and off, and it just changed again. What did that do? Your passwords are more secure. Got it. That still didn't bring up anything. So here I'm signed in to office.com. So here's all the Office apps that are available to me now. Add a shortcut for office.com. Now I'm going to go look and see if that changed my sign-in options. Go to sign-in options. Go to your info. Still shows a local account, and then down here sign in with a Microsoft account instead. Then go to email and accounts and see what it shows. There's an option for add a work or school account. That might be a useful thing. And then sign in options here. That's just for Windows Hello and security key and password, so on. Access work or school account. And the work account doesn't show up here yet. Family and other users. Nothing there of interest. So I'm going to come back up to email and accounts and add a work or school account. And get chat back up over here on computer 3. You got it, Doug. If no activated, no exists between business, personal, should make no diff. Give TPM managing, oops, Thomas, light bulb moment. I didn't highlight where I was at, I guess. Tried to post a link. Oh, I did that over here. Jeff, I tried to post a link to sign up for MS Store for Business, but didn't show on your screen. Jeff, I'm going to make you a moderator so that you can post links. Anybody that wants to post links that are pertinent to what we're doing is welcome to be a moderator. I only ask that you do not block people or ban people or hide their comments. I want to do that type of work myself. So Jeff, you are now a moderator. You should be able to post that link. Dan the Man says, just tested. I have a Business Office 365 account. Log in, find to the store with my computer set up with a personal Microsoft account. Oh, wow, what? I just tested. I have a Business Office 365 account and log in, find to the store with my computer, which is set up with a personal Microsoft account. Wow, interesting. You have to create a business store account. Okay, or charge against Edge. Oh, maybe you have to create at the admin level for for the domain have to create a business store account to control how people can charge for things. As I was told, when security impacts machine performance, I was told to back. Oh, that's chit chat, sorry. Maybe logging into AWS would be easier. And then there's the account, there's the link. So you were seeing that from your camera perspective. Sign up for Microsoft Store for Business or Microsoft Store for Education. That sounds really likely. Let's look at that more. I'm going to go over here to Computer 3 and display this better. This is the link that Jeff posted, right? It was Jeff Ryman, I think. Yeah. So this is sign up for Microsoft Store for Business. Before you sign up for Microsoft Store for Business or Education, you need an Azure Active Directory or Office 365. Well, we have Office 365 account, not Azure. And you'll need to be the global administrator for your organization. Got that covered. If your organization is already using Azure AD, no. You can go ahead and sign up for Microsoft Store for Business or Education. If not, we'll help you create an Azure AD or Office 365 account. Oh, I need to stretch a little bit. Give me a moment. I tend to get to stay working too long, and I get tight and tense, and that is supposed to remind me to relax once in a while. So if I'm going to do live stream real lab work, I'm just going to have to take a moment once in a while. Okay. Before signing up for Microsoft Store, make sure you're the global administrator. I am. Go to there. If you start Microsoft Store, sign up and don't have Azure AD, will help you create. They kind of seem to be pushing Azure. Windows Store for Business. Oh, this one right here. I thought he was doing this bit. That's a camera. So part of me says my routine and my experience with my clients is to say, okay, we got it solved. You don't have to hang out for this anymore. I can take care of this offline. But it's an adjustment for me to understand live streaming. I'm coming to understand that some of you just enjoy hanging out during tech stuff. So, and maybe probably you may never have an occasion to do this. So if you're not interested, then stop watching. If you're interested, then keep going. So we got 20 concurrent viewers and 10 likes, and thank you everybody for being here. So there's this to go to the Microsoft Store, and then they're showing us some stuff about doing it. So I'm going to right click on that, open link in new tab. Come up here to this new tab. Okay, so come back to camera 3. Do an accept. Okay, so if you start the process, yeah, I can give you back. I'm looking back here at the instructions. And don't have Azure AD for your organization. We'll help you create one. Do I want to actually do this on the subject computer instead of doing it on my own computers? That kind of makes sense. So here's the business store. So I'm going to right click on that, copy link address. Now, I did that on computer number 3. Because I have these computers all signed in with a Microsoft account and they're synchronizing their clipboard, that means I can go over to computer number 2 that's connected remotely to my client's computer, and I can access the contents of the clipboard. So I can actually go to that site on that computer with using the clipboard. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of this attempt to go into the store. And then I'll go to a new tab. This is the browser on the subject computer. And in order for me to access the content of the clipboard on my computer number 2, I have to restore down, because up here I have access to that clipboard. Now I'm going to use camera 3 because I'm not sure what other content is on that clipboard right now. Windows key V. And over here it's giving me the list of things that I've done, that I've put on that clipboard. Let's see, is there anything there that yeah, there's some things there I shouldn't be displaying on YouTube. So then I click on the one that I'm interested in, and then click in the address bar and press Control V, and it didn't work. This has been a little bit hit and miss. Windows key V again, and that is, let's see if I can confirm that that is the address that I copied. No, it's not. Oh, you know what? I think I have synchronization turned off on one of these. So clipboard settings. Clipboard history, sync across devices. Yeah, that computer number 3 is not signed into my Microsoft account. So let's do it this way. Let's go back and grab that from chat. Jeff, here it is. Right click on that link and copy link address. While I'm here, let's see, that's Chit Chat, Granddaughter's Parade, Pay Me to Play, Going Bye-Bye, You Confuse Me, Hello Again Sam, Hi Sam, Where'd You Go, Chit Chat, Chit Chat. Triple click on that line to keep my place. Then come back here and click in that address bar, Control V for paste. Yeah, that's it. Hit enter. Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? Yes. When I copy a link from a YouTube chat, YouTube doesn't like me leaving YouTube. Okay. Sign up for Microsoft Store. Then here's this sign up for Microsoft Store. So I'll right click on that, choose open link in new tab. Bring chat back up on computer number 3. And my triple click on the line I was at in chat is different on computer number 3 than it was on computer number 2. So I'm seeing more chit chat, Blackwatch, Gary, Sam. If Microsoft Store as like Skype, one device at a time. I don't think so. I think we should be able to do Microsoft Store with the same account on more than one device at a time, because each Microsoft account holder can have multiple devices belonging to that one account. Let's bring that out to camera 3 because I see that's already logged in. Okay, so that's logged in as the resident. We're at Microsoft Store for Business. Oh, how about that? Boom. I didn't have to do any login for the Microsoft Store. We're at Microsoft Store for Business, and over here that profile icon in the top right corner that says MR, that is the shows that is logged in. And actually that's not confidential because I've already told you the name resident. I've already told you the initials Mike Tango. So this is the Microsoft Store for Business. Oh, what's my reason for coming to the Microsoft Store for this computer? Is to install games. Is the Microsoft Store for Business going to have as much game selection as Microsoft Store for personal accounts? Good luck on that. Search the store. Games. All right, well, Minesweeper, color by number, Xbox something, racing, Pokemon. Okay, so this sounds a little encouraging. Is there a suite of games that I can just click once and install an entire suite? Games, over here on the left side. Click on games. So, well, let's get a summary. The solution to my description on this YouTube video. The solution was that link for the Microsoft for Business store. The store that was coming up on this computer was for a personal account. And if I had logged this computer, signed this computer in with that business account, would I have gotten automatically to the Microsoft Store for Business? That could be. It seems likely. Because to have to go hunt up this link, that's a nuisance. That's messy. But when I tried to sign in this computer to that Microsoft Business account, it said that account doesn't exist. I must have not yet found the right place to do that on this computer. So here I got to the Microsoft Store by utilizing that link. And that link was found on here. So I'm gonna save that bookmark. And let's go back a couple steps and try to get this computer to automatically go to the correct store by virtue of getting it signed in with a Microsoft account. Oh, how many people have been yelling at me to turn off this stupid news and interests thing? When you float the mouse over that, by default, it takes time to pop all this up because that's a slow computer. So I'll come back anywhere on the taskbar, right click, go to news and interest. And you know what? I'm going to show icon only because for the residents, they might want... No, I don't. Let's turn it all off. They can just go into a web browser and look up the weather if they want that. Or maybe I'll put in some weather app on the desktop. So I'm going back to sign in options. Where is the right place to sign this in with that Microsoft 365 for Business account? Maybe it'd be creating a new account. signing in from the get-go with that Microsoft account. Microsoft, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong camera, sorry. Microsoft would be able to distinguish whether it's business or personal. Access work or school, email or accounts. See, this seems like adding a work or school account to this computer would not be the right way to go. It should be signing in with the Microsoft for Business account. And down here, I think this failed to do that because by default, it wants to use only a personal account. So, and actually I've already decided that this account, no, it's not safe because I'm going to use the domain name here. So the name part of this is okay to show, but not the domain name. Click next. And so I got that red line saying that Microsoft account doesn't exist. So I cannot create a local admin user account and then sign it into a business account. So then I'm going to do Windows key users and create a new user utilizing signing in with that Microsoft account. Okay, so I went into the family and other users, add someone else to this PC. So here I'm going to put in that email name. Checking on chat. That's where I left off. Skype for Business gone away. Teams is great. TMP stuff. Skype going away. Instead of Zoom, Teams. All this for games, yeah. If you log into Azure AD with Windows, you still have to access the normal Microsoft. If you log into Azure with Azure Active Directory with Windows, you still have to access the normal Microsoft Store. Microsoft Store Personal has changed their commission structure. Dev, I'm not sure if Business has. Learn once, repeat many times. Sign into work or school is the place to log in with that account to use Azure AD. Sign in to work or school account. So Sam's saying that method would work. Sign in, access work or school account. I like that option better, really. All right, so I'll go back and try that. TPM is mandatory. Sam, last message. Okay, good. Yeah, and thanks. Yeah, you did actually get my attention. I saw that off to the side, and that's what caused me to go back here. So please do use that at Live Windows Training because, as you see, it shows up orange. Let's fix that this way. Can't be standard account is messed up after fresh install. Wow. Can't be standard account is messed up after fresh install. Yeah, so this is a fresh Windows 10 install. James Bond, what's going on here? Explain, please. Okay. James, the description under the video explains the setup for this. And it has to do with needing to prepare these 5 of these computers for use by the residents in a government subsidized apartment building, and the main thing they use them for is games. And I want to set them up this way, this time a little differently. I'm going to pre-install the games instead of letting them install the games. and then utilize a Kiosk type of software that was suggested to me by Zvi Manor. I'm working on pronouncing his name better. So that's the basics. You might want to go read the description under the video. Let's see. We're testing Windows 11, Business Beta. Okay. So coming back to this computer, bringing up the credentials over here. And let's see, that was for creating a new account. And with that last from Sam, I think I'm liking that. Let's go back and do that add worker school account, because he's saying this method will handle it. So add worker school account. So this is signed in currently with a local user account. It's the admin account. This is not the account that the users are going to use. But I think I'm going to have this admin account using the same Microsoft account that the standard user account is going to be using. So here I'm going to bring you back to camera 3 when I type that in. And then clicking next. Spinning circle of dots, and it's asking for a password. This is more better. And by the way, the account, the standard account that the residents will be using will have a complex password. They won't need to know it because they can sign into the computers with a PIN. All right, clicking sign in. Hold on while we register this device with your company and apply policy. We've added your account successfully. You now have access to your organization's apps and services. Clicking done. And then let's see, I'm going to close that window and then bring up Store. Windows key and type Store. Here's Microsoft Store. And I have, you know what, I think this is still the wrong store. Well, I don't know, we'll try it. So I've got this indicator up here to sign in. So I'm not signed into the store yet. I'm going to see if I can sign in. Oh, here this says sign in right here and add worker school account. Neither of those appear to be clickable. So I'm clicking first on add worker school account. Yes, it's coming up and it's showing me the account I just signed in with. And then there's use a different account, worker school account. So we weren't getting this option before adding the work account to this computer. All right, so I'm kind of understanding the sense of this. Click continue. Now it's asking for the password. Even though I'm already signed in, or I've added the worker school account to this computer and entered the password, it's asking me again for the password when I'm trying to create the Microsoft Store account for this Microsoft 365 account. That's my interpretation of that. Clicking sign in. It's just a moment. Feels like, is it done yet? All right, so the profile icon up here doesn't reveal anything that looking like I've signed in, except that it no longer says sign in, just has the word profile. If I click on that profile icon, it gives me that email address and the username. So I am signed in. Then also right here I have download 6. That download arrow and the number 6. So I'm going back to click on that and see what happens. Okay, scrolling down to make sure there's nothing. Oh, so those are updates. Available updates 6. So it's got updates for 3D Viewer, Xbox Game Bar, Mail and Calendar, Windows Maps, Get Help, and Store, and a download for the actual store. Could that be the new store? I better take a look at chat. Let's see, James Bond, no more questions from James Bond. There's chit chat. Somebody Wintermute explaining to James. No save cookies. What's your question, Gary? Kaseya. Oh yeah, I've been learning about Kaseya. Kaseya ransomware attack. 60 customers hit. 1,500 computers could be affected. To date, we are aware of fewer than 60 Kaseya customers, all of whom were using the VSA on-premises product. When you say, Gary, when you say 60 customers, are you saying 60 customers of your entity? I had the impression that the number of companies worldwide was going to be in the hundreds. Yeah, so maybe you're referring to numbers that are affiliated with your company. Chit chat, just normal updates. Store update, it's also just an update. You could update all that stuff in the store. That's just a newer version of the store. Well, there's Windows 11 is supposed to have a new version of the store. And I've been wondering, are they going to make that available to everybody? But I think it's too early for that. They're still in insider testing. So do I really need to get any of these? What I care about is games. So Xbox Game Bar. Windows plus G with Xbox Game Bar. All right, I'm going to take a moment to stretch. You might hear it in my voice that talking this much and reading and punching buttons. Am I going to show something private? All that is kind of draining. Gary says, I think we got hit by Kaseya, but we did not. See, Department of Justice, FBI have been calling me. Security, DOJ, FBI have been calling me. For those who don't know, Kaseya is a remote management and maintenance software that managed service providers, which is businesses like me, but on a much higher scale. I don't call myself a managed service provider. They work on a much larger scale, and they use software to be able to remotely manage and automatically manage their clients' computers. And it's a supply chain attack where they're a service provider to these other companies. All these other companies, the clients of the managed service providers, were attacked. And actually, it's the software provided to the managed service providers that's called Kaseya. Cassia. That's spelled a little different than I've been pronouncing it. And there was the SolarWinds was another similar type attack. James Bond says issue apparently is resolved now. Well, they've shut down computers that were at risk. I don't know where they're at now. What do you use? Please don't say Norton. Oh, that's chit chat. Kaseya. Yeah, this is spelled differently than there from Gary. 60 Kaseya of their customers and download another 1,500 customers. McAfee, it is suicide to use it. Okay. Xbox Game Bar. Use across your devices. Well, all right, I need some input here from people who are experienced with Xbox Game Bar. These computers are going to 2 different apartment buildings. They have different domain names. So there are 3 of them going to MT, Mike Tango building, using the name called MT Resident. All 3 of the computers, I intend to have them using the same Microsoft account. They'll have the same PIN number for them to log in, but they'll have different people sitting in each computer. So if I say use across your devices, that kind of sounds like if a person's sitting at computer number 1 plays a game, then computer number 2 might be able to continue with that same game. They don't want to do that. They're going to need to be distinct. So I'm thinking no thanks. Use across your devices. Sign in with Microsoft. Use this on any compatible device. But if it means that if I sign in here, then that makes it easier for me to set up on the other computers. Maybe that's a beneficial thing. But in the first lab work video, I said I was intending to do an image backup of this and restore that to the other computers, which would mean they can all be isolated from each other. I don't know how signing in with the same Microsoft account on multiple devices, it seems to me that Microsoft's design or intention for that would be that it would be the same person using multiple different devices, not the same account being used by different people across multiple devices. So I see some things happening in chat, but I don't see my name in red. So let's go back and look and see what's going on over here. I mean, the computer you're working on, the store is resolved now. I guess you logged into the store. Yes. Yes, James. It's resolved by virtue of finding the correct path. First, adding the Microsoft 365 for Work account to the sign-in options of that computer, then going to the store. When I went to the store first, the store apparently was assuming and requiring that this be a personal Microsoft account, not a Microsoft for Work account. I think it could have been a good design to give me a clue to that issue, because all it said is that that Microsoft account doesn't exist. It didn't make the distinction of personal versus work. But then once I got the Microsoft 365 account for Work associated with this computer, then I went into the same icon for the Microsoft Store. It wasn't a different store. And then it allowed me to sign in there using the Work account. So yes, that's issue solved. Oh, and by the way, Sam, right? It was Sam that turned me on to that. Going back up here. Yeah, Sam last sign in access worker account. So, Let's see, how do I do this? There's got to be, oh yeah, there's emojis here. So let's see. Where? Oh, that one looks good. Does it show up on the line? Oh yeah, there it showed up on the line. What else? What else? Clapping, I guess that works. And then smiley face, that certainly works. It's not laughing. Let's see. I don't know, these face with the hearts, that's just a little too mushy. There. And then probably has more. Oh, here are these. Nature, food, travel, activities, objects, symbols. I don't know what else to say there. Okay. Let's see. 25 points to at SA Sam Van Til for solving the issue. Exclamation points. I have no idea how much 25 points is, or what it's worth, or what it can be redeemed for. There's this radio show, local radio. Well, not local. No, that's a national radio program on Saturday mornings in my town. It comes on for Wait, Don't Tell Me. Is that the right show? I'm not sure that's the right show. If it's the right show, they just award random points. They just come up with random crazy numbers, awarding this many points for that, for this or that. So that's just a random number. I'm saying thank you, Sam, and congratulations. I think you got recognition for the winning directive here. I guess I got to press enter to make that show up, don't I? But should I do use across devices, yes or no? Where did I end here? That's if they want to play PC compatible Xbox. Yeah, so Xbox, is that going to make any sense for you? They're not going to have Xbox controllers. Do you need an Xbox controller to play Xbox games? And chat with their Xbox friends. So that seems like it should not be across devices, because each device should be a separate person. Maybe they would sign in with their own Xbox account. John McAfee committed suicide. Yeah, I heard that one. He's in a jail cell after being court cleared the path for him to be extradited back to the U.S. to face charges, and I guess the assumption is he didn't want to face that, and he committed suicide. He's had some tax evasion charges and things. He's the person behind the McAfee antivirus software, but he sold it a long time ago. Said to be a brilliant man, but kind of has done a lot of oddball things and questionable things in his life. So that life is over. Sad no matter how it happens. And maybe it was because of fame and riches that kind of got him off into a life spinning out of control. But that's my understanding. Sam, Xbox Game Bar is a tool you have right now. It's a game management tool. Press Windows G. All right, Windows G. And I was vaguely aware of that. I've just never had a reason to care about it. Yeah, so here's that game bar up here. Yeah, and all this stuff. You know what? I've brought this up by accident before. I know, yeah, I've brought this up by accident. I was probably trying to do some other booster key with G. I uninstalled Skype. Sam, I would say no to the option on the store. You still own the game product. The same. Oh, this is from me to Sam. Drugs and guns, McAfee. Yeah, he was into some wild stuff. For close range security attacks, I carry an M1 assault full clip, 20 spares on the belt. If I ever find out that you are in my state, I will run and hide. Use across your devices, so we're saying no. And then there's a launch. Well, if the game bar's already there, why am I doing this? This was an update, wasn't it? This was in the list of updates, not installations. Yeah, game. Okay, so whatever that is, I don't need to go down that road anymore. Let's go back to see what kind of table games. This is not a gaming computer. No way it's going to do any of this stuff. What we're looking for is like solitaire and checkers and simple games. I thought I saw simple games back here. Trying to go back to the beginning. Yeah, this was in the update section, so I really didn't care about that. Recent activity installed. Where there was some place where it said games on the left hand side. Games is different in my mind than gaming. Candy Crush. Isn't that already on the computer? Looks like not, since it's a magnifying glass. How about the programs menu? There is no games section. Wow, that's interesting. Fresh install of Windows. There's no games section on the menu system. There's this over here for play. So the question, would it not be easier to create all new Microsoft Store accounts for these people? Not for the individuals. That's going to be numbering in what, 150 people or something like that. And I'm going to create store accounts for each of them? No way. We have no idea which. Most of them aren't even going to be aware of what a Microsoft Store is. They just want to see icons on the desktop, click a simple game, not an online game. They're just simple table games on the computer. Let's see. Just use the search. Yeah, search. Okay. So if I do games, get back to the right camera. I didn't type games. I typed game. Game Pass. No, I don't think we want to do Game Pass. Games. These games look like they would be requiring too much of a computer. We definitely want free, simple games. Uno. Even, it doesn't have to be, well, yeah, I guess Uno has to play with friends, doesn't it? Free. Piano music. That sounds like something they can tinker with. Well, Flower Zombie War, maybe. Hill Racing Car, maybe. What I'd like to have is a suite of simple games. You know what? I took a photo of one of these screens. Maybe I can show that to you, and maybe also it would give me a little bit of a orientation. I didn't take a photo of all of those screens. Oh, that's not much. One of these computers had a whole bunch of games. Let's see. Oh, no, that photo was long before I picked up those computers. This photo kind of gives you a little idea of, let's see, what computer am I on? There, let's do this. Bring my phone up on screen again. Go to photos. And show you computer number 3. So this is a picture. It's a really simple setup. All right, just a folding table. And this was the second building. The one I referred to as apartment golf. It's actually Golf Alpha. So this computer was functional. This one was flagged as broken, do not touch. And then, so over here, that's the photo that I took, and that's this one. So this shows that leftmost computer. Play 10 Talismans, Play From Frenzy, Play Santa's Christmas, Play World Mosaics. So they didn't have much on this computer. The apartment building Mike Tango had a lot more on their screens. And this computer is from Mike Tango. So the second computer I have for them is still functional. It still has whatever list of games that they had, I mean, as icons on the screen. So I'm kind of thinking I might bring that one up and have a look at what's on it. Hello Neighbor. I have no idea what some of these games are going to require for computer capability. If there was a way to filter the selections to simple games, action, adventure, puzzle, and trivia, that sounds good. Family and kids, that sounds good. Classics, that sounds good. Simulation, role-playing, shooter, racing, other, educational, platformer, sports. Whoops, I'm not on the right computer, sorry. Casino, definitely they like casino. Multiplayer. Puzzle and trivia. Chess, definitely. Get. Use across devices, no. Okay. I already clicked on Get. Starting download up here in the upper left. Acquiring license. Download chess free. So this is making me feel that installing a bunch of games is going to be time consuming. Can I let them install the games? No, I don't think so. And I'm going to want to know that if they go into the Microsoft Store, I want them to have to type in the password, which they're not gonna know. I don't want to let them automatically get into there. So then let's see, I'll do Alt or Windows key D to get to the desktop. And that did not put an icon on the desktop. Play. This product is installed. How about if I go to the Windows key? There it is, chest free. Right click on that. More. I want to put that on the desktop. I don't want to pin it to the taskbar or to start. I'm going to bring chat back up on computer 3. Let's go see what you're telling me, because you might be giving me some answers. Do a little housekeeping there. And here we're back into chat. And up here in the upper right corner, zoom that a little bit. Close down this emoji stuff. All right, where do I close that? Go away emojis. Nah, come on. How do I get rid of all that emoji stuff? There. Not sure what I did there to do it, but anyway. I think I lost my highlighting. It's used through search. Once a game is on the PC, it stays there. Search for cards. Oh, good. Card games, puzzle games. That sounds good. What are the desires controls on these people? We want to have them pretty restricted in the sense that they can launch whatever game is on the desktop and just play that and not be able to install programs. And Manor turned me on to a Kiosk program that when we start the computer, it basically creates a virtual desktop. So any changes they make while it's on, they're all reversed when the computer gets restarted and the computer restarts back to its normal operating state. They won't be able to make any changes on the computer with this software. 125 HOL is going to be a big list of devices getting developed on that account in Azure AD. That must be chit chat. Type solitaire. Playing music can make too much noise. Yeah, that would be okay in this environment. These speakers aren't very loud. Download solitaire, not all games are free. Search my board game collection, that sounds good. Search solitaire collection, that sounds good. All right, that's a stretch moment. There, I'll go to search. my board game collection. This sounds promising. My board game collection. Clicking on it. I'd love for that to put a whole bunch of icons on the desktop. And get, what if you could have all the information about your board games in one beautiful location? Not only data coming from the online database, but also your custom data in place sessions. Is this actually the games? What if you could have all the information about board games? I want the board games, not information about them. No thanks for across devices. Starting download. Here's more of a description down here. What if, by making use, we are able to give you an enormous amount of information about your collection. Information about games? I don't know if that's what I want. Installing my board game collection. All right, so it looks like that's done. Here's launch. Lunch? Did somebody say lunch? Here's a flashing icon in the taskbar. Click on that. Oh, I guess I'm stalled on the chat. I haven't noticed because it's stalled right here. Hello Neighbor is a real game. Tetris, Sun, and Watch. Price not all are free. All the games people play every day. La-di-da. Not all games are free. I got that. Not all games are free for the residents. Maybe you can just drag the icon from the start menu. Good point, Gary. If games are bought, who foots the bill? Well, if they buy something, that there has to be a credit card in the account that it charges to, and we won't have that. You can drag icon from start to desktop. That makes sense. Desktop read only. Make desktop read only. That's interesting. So I'll bring up Explorer on this computer. So are you saying go in here to desktop and right click and properties and security and make it read only? Is that what you're saying, Gary? And have you tried that? Is that going to let the people actually use the computer? Fifth Pin Hollyrick, I'm dreaming this you playing with the Microsoft Store. Wintermute install all games and hello Viv, good to see you. Install all games, then set up standard user no password. Put games on that desktop they should not have access to admin. Install all games and set up standard user no password. Put games on that desktop. Yeah, see, I have done that. And that was the last time around, and they still went and installed additional things and got the computers all mucked up. So that's why I like this Kiosk software that vManner turned me on to. Gary, you said sometimes the employees log onto that computer. Do they remember to log off? Put everything on desktop. Get rid of search. Good question. Do they remember to log off? Put everything on desktop. Get rid of search. Yeah, I think the way I'll handle that is the login credentials for the staff, when they need, the security staff, when they need to do their recurrent training, I'll just not have any icons on the desktop for the games. So when the residents walk up to the computer, they're going to want to log out of that account. It's not going to be of interest to them. And that'll be a secure account too, and probably that kiosk capability there too. Because no, I don't trust them to not log off. I am getting tired. Using my board game collection means that you must accept its EULA, which is pretty standard to be honest. Well, there's a real friendly, approachable thing to say. You can remove all ads by buying the premium upgrade. I don't mind them seeing advertisement. Click more, click yes to accept, do you accept? Yes. So, board game collection, we're in search and discover. Yeah. See, these look more, these kind of look more gaming to me than board games on computer. You put your mind in the set of elderly people, disabled people, not computer literate, seriously, solitaire, checkers is what we're looking for. Let's go back and look at the other thing that I was being told to search for. Let's see, there. Deja vu. If they are admins, they can remove any kiosks. Well, they're not admins. Do you familiar with Windows 7 games in Windows 10? Not really. Rigs for social home entertainment residents. Yeah, these computers are for community center to entertain residents. Very simple games. Last time we were here, I even suggested your clients in the apartments might be interested. Last time we were here, I even suggested your clients in the apartments might be interested. Referring to something you previously said? Okay, yeah, that makes I think that's making sense. Are your board gamer here any ideas? Let's see, so I'm caught up there, right? Yeah, so I'm going to bounce back up a little bit. Let's see, it was, now I'll do Control F, Catherine, 23 entries from Catherine. I'm going to click up arrow to go to the last one, search MS Solitaire Collection. So let's do that. MS Solitaire Collection. S-O-L-I-T. Yeah, I spelled it right. Spider 2019. I've definitely seen that. Yeah. So these look each to be separate solitaire program. Well, not all of them. obviously. So let's go Solitaire Spider. Solitaire Spider 2019, get. Across your devices, no. So downloading up here, back to chat, not computer literate, can be hackers, look grandson, I can run, notepad, grandma's hacker. C says no sound, only at me. Anybody having trouble with sound? Bragging to grandson. Gary says sound is good. SFC scan now will install all free games. Just kidding. Viv says Microsoft Solitaire on Ken Stout computer. Gary got a quick quiz. How can I speed up website hosted here? Well, I know there's lots of things to do to speed up a website, but I'm not sure what you mean hosted here. At your office? I can't say all that stuff off the top of my head, but I've been through a fair amount of stuff. Maybe you muted. Tony, your good sound. Limit countries that can browse. Okay. This product is installed. Clicking launch. "16 viewers, 13 likes. I think people come and go. Classic or arcade?" You heard this cards going. Somebody, oh, who was it? Somebody recently said their cards were sticking when they moved them from one to another. So, yeah, that works. Windows key D to get back to the desktop. And let's go drag some things out onto the desktop. So with Control and Shift, I got a link balloon. If I don't hold down anything, it's going to do the same thing. And then board game collection, drag it out on the desktop. Chess free. I'm thinking I want to bring up one of the other computers and see what games it has on its desktop to help guide me on this. Limit countries I can browse at our building. I change to speakers. Send all input output to the void. Have a flushing good time. Did you respond about the Win 7 games? Yes, I did. The question about Windows 7 games was, am I familiar with them? And my answer was, not really. Yeah, here. Are you familiar with Win 7 games in Win 10? Tech support alert. Oh, okay, so that's saying Windows 7 games available in Windows 10. That sounds kind of attractive. I'm going to right click on that, open a new tab. To sign up for Microsoft Store, if you start the sign up process, Store for Business, Somehow I don't think that's what I was expecting to get to. We did look at that before. Did I do something wrong? Are you familiar with Windows 7 games in Windows 10? TechSupportAlert.com. And I click on that. TechSupportAlert.com content. Get classic Windows 7 games. Oh, I got a different screen this time. Oh, no, it's the same screen. I don't know what I did. I think maybe I came to one of these other tabs. Play the classic ad-free games you love from Windows 7. That sounds, oh, beautiful. Chess, free cell, heart. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Internet games. Yes, give me that, please. Create your logo. What? I didn't want that. Did I click on an advertisement or something? Or was that just a pop-up? This thing's... Oh, I think my scroll wheel got locked. Download Windows 7 classic games for Windows 8 and 10. You can find more tech treats here. Keep this site independent. So it's this link right here. I'm going to right click, open a new tab. winarrow.com. All right, I'm going to go get a new bottle of water. What do I want to set you folks on while I'm gone? I guess you can watch me leave the room and come back. All right. So I need to get that on this computer. So the way I'll do that is go pick up that link from computer number 2 and then paste it onto the resident's computer. So that means bring up chat on computer 2. Scroll back up to this link, left click on it, and then come down here to download classic games. What is this? Why do I keep getting something different? Down here. There, went to the right place this time. Click in the address bar. Ooh, I learned something recently. If you want to go highlight the address bar and you're already on the keyboard, Control L highlights the URL in the address bar, then Control C to copy it, then Alt Tab to go back to this computer, and then I'll do Windows key R, Control V for paste. I'm pasting a URL in the run command line. Brings up the default browser, go straight to that address. Go to full screen, bring chat back up on computer number 3. In the chat, I'll go down to the current state, current place in chat. Blackwatch, I did not bring a drink back for you. Sorry about that. So we're in WinArrow. get Windows 7 Windows 7 games for 10. Now if I close this little video over here, is it just going to pop up with another one? And then this down here is an advertisement, you know, really deceptive here. That's an advertisement there. We know that because of this little designation up here for ad choices. So I'm going to click the X to close that advertisement. And I want to be careful about these start buttons in here. They are advertisements also. Which ones are advertisements? There's 3 green buttons there. Which of those are advertisements? Giving you a moment to answer that to yourself. The answer is all 3 of them because they all 3 have this X in the upper right corner. I'm not going to bother with closing them because they'll probably just pop up something else. Recommended. Click here to fix issues and optimize. This is also another misdirection. That's not what I want. We came here for these Windows 7 games for Windows 10. Windows 7 had a set of nice, beautiful games. So scroll down. 3 easy steps. Click Start, Start Download, Browse the Web. Wave Browser. Yeah, 3 easy steps. That's not for these games. That's 3 easy steps for this advertisement. Don't want that. Here's hearts. Yes, that's one of the things we want. Start download. Wave browser download. This is another advertisement. It's not what we want. Get Windows 7 games for Windows 10 video. Yeah, I think in here we're getting to some substance. To get all games from Windows 7 working in 10, you need to do the following. Get the zip archive with games from the following website. This is feeling scary to me. That's going to include a bunch of adware. Download Windows 7 games for Windows 10, 8, 8.1, unpack and execute. This sounds like what we really need. I'm going to take a break from that screen and come back to chat. Chit chat. Z is giving, I don't know if that's the same link. BH Ringer is giving a link. I don't know what that link is for. I'm going to assume it's also games. Follow the wizard. Don't need to read these instructions, right? Oh, I like this. Check marks for those games. That is a suite of games. That's beautiful. All right. There's another download button, but that's an advertisement. I'm going to go up a couple of pages to get to that zip file to download. Download Windows 7 games. Get the zip archive from the following website. Now, still, I don't trust this. It looks like the right link, but I don't trust it. So I'm looking down in the bottom left corner. Let's see, do I have an alternate? What is my alternate view? No, my alternate view is going to mess with my picture. That doesn't help. Looking down here in the bottom left corner, I can't move the mouse over to the bottom left corner or it's not going to show up. But it says https://win7games.com/#games. That looks legit. Clicking. Start download. Here's an ad. Wave browser. That's marked as an advertisement there. Start download. I don't think so. Maybe open Wave browser. I do remember it said these games are with a Wave browser. Does this require Wave browser? Which is, I think, an advertising source. 3-dot menu up here. What does that give us? Feedback on this ad. This is an advertisement. Now I'm at a website, win7games.com/games. This looks legit. Alt tab. No caller ID. That's a decline. Interesting. I think that was one of you trying to call me. Wow, did I touch my glasses? They're all smudged. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Oh, you tried Skype. Yeah, I don't have Skype turned on. So I could do Zoom. I'm not sure about... Okay, well, let's try Skype, Zvi. And see how it destroys the performance of my streaming computer. I might have to shut it down quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and launch Skype because I haven't tried this while streaming. So here's Skype launching on that computer. So you could go ahead and try calling in again. Now I don't have my headset, and I also want to try something else in regards to the headset. We've talked about synchronization between my voice. Yeah, so I'm going to try this. Give me a moment before you call, Z, if you're going to do that. Let's see, what are you seeing? Yeah. So, how's this going to show? Ooh, yeah, it doesn't show good. So, I've got a delay on my microphone for 176 milliseconds. At some point in the past, I determined that's what was needed to make my lips synchronized with my voice. I'm going to turn that off, and there's a reason why I'm doing this, and then talk at you a little bit and have you judge, is my voice synchronized with my lips as I'm talking right now? Because I have turned off the 176 milliseconds delay, and I'm not certain that's needed anymore. So double checking that. That was default speakers, microphone. Oh, that was a delay on my speakers. Okay, so I need to know in chat, is my audio synchronized with my lips? I've been talking for a little while here for you to judge that. And Tony says I'm fine. Zvi says we can only use voice. That's fine with me. You just turn your camera off, and I won't bring you up on screen. Darren says looks okay. So yeah, Zvi, if you would call back on Skype, I won't bring that up on screen, and don't turn your camera on anyway. Oh, it's coming on my phone. Well, let's try that. Let's see how that goes. Hello? Hello? Well, I tried to answer it, and then it was gone. Okay, here's another one. Here's Skype on my phone. It's just going nuts. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Zvi. Trying. So the calls tried to come in on Skype on my phone, and it came in on my phone at the same time. And this is showing that you're here. It's showing that I'm on a call, but I don't hear your voice. Hello? Are you there? Speak to me. I can hear kind of a static sound. Let me try calling you on the cell phone. Open Skype. There. And why isn't that calling? Oh, touch here. Yeah, well, do I like Apple products? That's a complicated answer. See, are you there? Let me try this. I see there. Speak to me. Are you there? See? I feel like I'm worse on your first name than I was before I started trying. It really sounds like you're there. It looks like you're there. The manor. The manor. The manor. Manor. But I'm still not hearing you. It looks like it's... Oh, wait a minute. Let me try this. No, volume's up. There's microphone. There's a speaker. And this turns off the speaker. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? See? Ah, there, I hear you now. I hear you now. Now, I don't know what the purpose is of the call. Can I put you on speakerphone so the chat can hear you?
Yes, I will shut off the internet. Just a minute.
You won't?
Yes, you can talk now.
Okay.
We can talk now. I sent you a direct link to download the game.
Yeah, I thought I used that. Didn't I use that?
No, the first link was for the location of an explanation of the Windows 7 for Windows games for Windows 10.
Okay.
The other link, the other link is direct link for the zip file.
Okay, and is that in the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
I put it in the chat.
Okay, so you're saying I didn't pick up that one. So I'll go back.
Yes.
I'll go back to that. And I'm going to do a search, Control F search for your name. And starting from the bottom, I'm going to go up from the bottom. And let's see. So there's the bottom one going up. And let's see, did I miss it? Here. This one, techsupportalert.com. Is that the one you're talking?
No.
Was it after that? Down. All right.
Someone mentioned about major games.
Oh, here, Windows Win 7 games. Here's this link here. Are you looking at the YouTube screen?
I put just a minute.
Yeah, that looks like this one.
1044 in mine.
Yeah, so the 44
What?
matches
Yes,
mine.
this is the link of the zip file directly.
Okay.
It's 1244 at you.
Okay. So let me do that. I'm going to click on that here. Oh yes, it downloaded a zip. It immediately started downloading a zip file. Beautiful. I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm with you. So
Yes, but there is one problem with the execute of these files.
okay.
When you have an upgrade for of Windows update, sometimes they are disappearing.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to run it again after update.
Okay.
A major update of Windows 10.
All right. Okay. I understand. That kind of makes sense. That a Windows update could make
But
these.
if you will use the Kiosk, updates will not complete.
Right. Right. And that also means if I'm using the kiosk, that Windows updates aren't going to complete automatically. I will have to manage those occasionally. Okay, so I want to ask the chat, are you hearing Zvi okay on the phone? Through my speaker phone? I'd like to see somebody respond in chat that you can hear him okay. I haven't seen anything happen in chat for a little while. Am I... Oh, maybe I have...
Yes.
Oh, there. Darren says yes. BH Ringer says last link, the manner provided is direct link for proper games. Okay, good. So I guess I got through that one that had all that advertisement crap.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'm... let's see. When you first called, yeah, your number wasn't identified on my phone, so I'll fix that piece. And Catherine says he's not very loud, but she can hear you. All right.
The first time I called, I got the machine, voice machine.
Yeah, because I didn't realize it was you. And then there was the way that Skype was kind of messing with everything. So you're calling from Israel. Is there any special cost to that, or are you able to do that as a normal phone call?
No, it's a normal call phone.
Normal phone call. All right.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, is there anything else you want to talk about before you hang up?
No, I will go soccer, to see soccer. Football in Israel.
Hold on, Israel.
Leaving the live stream now, also.
Say that again.
So I am going to see TV now because there is a football game, football soccer.
Okay.
And I am leaving the chat also.
Okay.
So good night. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Catch you later. Bye. So, great. That helped. Looking back at chat, I think I'm pretty well up to date. Let's see. That's chit chat. I call Israel. All right. So let's come back to here. So I have this zip file downloaded to the downloads folder of my computer number 2. And I want to transfer that to the resident computer. So I go back to my Log Me In Rescue and come over here to this folder icon down in the bottom left corner. I'm moving the mouse around here in the bottom left corner. Click on that and then maneuver to the Downloads folder. And here's that games zip. Click on that. And then on the resident computer, we'll get a pop-up window. I guess we can close this. Close this. And so here's what popped up on the resident computer. Here's the name of that zip file, and it wants me to give it a location. So I'm going to go to the Z drive and expand C drive and then go into this SW setup folder, and I'm going to right click, create a new folder in there, call it games, enter twice to actually get into that folder. Then I'm going to save it directly in that folder. When I extract that file, it's probably going to create its own subfolder within the games folder. Let's make this screen bigger. Go to File Explorer. And then go to the games folder. Right click on Win7 Games and extract all. Now I can make this screen fill up the monitor better. Coming up here to this here and choose Stretch to Window. Files will be extracted to this folder. I think I'm going to leave that exactly the way they worded it. That's an application, so that's the installation. Double click. User account control, yes. English. Let's see what's going on. Here's that security. Is that security is just left over from what I was doing earlier? Did those just already install? Is it that quick and simple? Oh, here we go. Windows 7 games for Windows 10 and 8. Welcome to the Windows 7 games setup wizard. Okay, click next. Here's all those beautiful check marks. See, if I only returned these computers with these games, they'd be fine with it. There'd be a small number of people that want to install something else, in which case the staff might call me to be part of that. But these are perfect. These are the games they're really going to want. Discover Win Arrow Tweaker. No. And click Finish. And I see Catherine Anna Hauserman. I need to go to my second COVID shot. Oh, marvelous. Does that mean you're going now and you're saying goodbye to us? Or is that just something that's coming soon for you? All right, so then where do I find these games? Games folder, of course, Windows 7 games. So, do I want to bring all those out individually or the whole folder? I'm going to drag that whole folder out to the desktop because I think that works. Not yet, it doesn't. Let's try that again. No, it doesn't. How about right click? It won't even let me go to the location that they're at. All right, drag. See, I'm feeling like my dragging's not working just because this computer is being a little stubborn. So there I just did a left click to launch it. Catherine says yes. I think that means she's saying goodbye. So goodbye, Catherine. See you again another time. What difficulty level do you want to play? How to play. So if you're seeing this kind of pixelated, it's not nearly as bad on the actual computer. Let's see. Are you seeing that pixelated? Yeah, kind of, sort of. What happens if I show it to you this way? Yeah, there's not, you don't see those lines along the side of the board. And it has kind of an antique-y mottling look to it. Darren says he's had all his shots, so have I. Drag it from there onto the start menu. Good luck to Catherine. Chit chat going on. So this is the start menu that it's on right now. I don't want to drag it to the start menu. I'm trying to drag that out onto the desktop. How about if I right click on one of the games, can I go to the location, open file location? I should be able to drag them out as a group. Here we go, this is better. So I could even put, yeah, this would work here. I can certainly drag that out onto the desktop as a link. So that gets them that way, would be easy for them to open up. But I'm thinking that they're going to be more acquainted with Control A to highlight all of those, and those are already shortcuts, so I don't want to move them. I want to copy them to the desktop so that they're still on the start menu. So that puts a whole bunch of stuff on the desktop. Purple place, whatever that is. Yeah. See, this is the kind of stuff I've seen on their computers. Whatever that does, I don't know. Far enough. Exit purple place. Let's see, some more chit chat between Blackwatch and Gary and Darren. The games are working good. Yeah, so if there was another suite of different but similar level games, that could be worth doing. I'm going to delete this game's shortcut. After seeing all those there, that's going to be more familiar and friendly to them. But I think I've had enough. I'm ready to go take a lunch break. And Ken Stout and I are going to have a live stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 3 o'clock Ken Mountain time. And that's going to bring us up to date with what's going on with his mother's computer, and I think also his recent computer build, because he just built himself a new computer. And Ken Stout, James is asking, who is Ken Stout? If you go to my channel page, and let's see, let's come away from here, and I'm going to go back to YouTube. Oh, And come to the address bar in the browser, go to youtube.com/LWTDB, press enter. Let's bring this down to its normal size. It's zoomed in at 175%. So this will take you to my channel page, and over here on the left-hand side, no, up here, where it says playlist. If you click on playlist, you'll see all my different playlists. And then there's a bunch of different playlists, but if you come up here on the magnifying glass and type Ken, K-E-N, press enter, and that'll get you to Ken Stout Troubleshooting Challenge Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and others. That didn't actually get you to the playlist though, did it? Why not? Some are in here. How about Control F, K-E-N? There it is, Ken Stout Sessions. View full playlist. So there's Ken Stout, that's who he is, and these are all videos that he's been on live streams with me. Maybe that's more of an answer than you were wanting. Gotcha, Gary. Okay, so that's Chit Chat. BH Ringer. Did Ken do video or his build? On his build. I don't think he actually made a video of doing his build. He sent me some pictures, but he'll correct that tomorrow. Chit Chat. Chit Chat. Okay. There's the email address if you want to reach out to me for doing a live stream session with Zoom and connected remotely to your computer, or if you have other ideas to pitch. Any technical conversations back and forth belong on a live stream. I'm not going to do lengthy tech conversations through email. And I guess that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.